I've tried recording this video so many times. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna be perfect in this video. There's gonna be a lot of thoughts off the top of my head that I'm still frustrated by the news I got today. So woke up this morning and I see MultiVersus is getting shut down. Y'all don't know why. MultiVersus came out and said Season 5 will serve as the final update for MultiVersus, beginning February 4th, 2025 and ending May 30th of 2025. Essentially around the date the game came out, I believe. After Season 5 ends, players will be able to enjoy the game offline for the foreseeable future. Before I go further in this video, I do have to say I'm not gonna really blame 100% player first games, and I have to give credit to Warner Bros. That y'all gave me some crazy opportunities with this game that a lot of other companies have never ever. The ones in charge of like the business practices for this game, ultimately what killed MultiVersus. But I pray for all the people that are affected by players first games. I know a lot of people that I've looked up to before MultiVersus from different fighting game communities, and Smash Brothers work there. So I just hope everybody is okay with what's going on and they'll bounce back from it. I don't want to attack them like that, really. Okay, so Seasons 5 is supposed to give us 2 final characters. Now honestly, to me they the lamest 2 characters. Like everybody like Lola Bunny, so I ain't gonna say that. But Aquaman to me is the lamest DC hero, period, personally. Right? My hatred for Aquaman comes from Injustice. If you played Injustice, you know. The content of Season 5, and this is where it even hurts more, which is why I want to yell and get angry at it. Because they could have just ended the season and just gave it to us for free. It says on the FAQ, what content will be available in MultiVersus Seasons 5? MultiVersus Seasons 5 will feature DC's Aquaman and Looney Tunes' Lola Bunny as a new playable character, along with a 70-tier battle pass, events, and challenges. I'm not trying to play that if you're telling me the game's getting closed down in like, what, 3 to 5 months from now? Like, make it make sense to me. Like, be real, be honest, make it make sense. And then they doubled down on it. All new content Season 5 will be earnable through gameplay, including DC's Aquaman and Looney Tunes' Lola Bunny. All battle pass rewards and all items granted from events and challenges. Aquaman can be unlocked via the battle pass as the first tier reward. Why would you all not just give me the character for free if the game's closing? It's like y'all trying to get some last minute money out of people. And if you ain't got the character gems, if you ain't played the last season all the way through, you gonna have to spend money to get Aquaman. And my big problem with MultiVersus is the communication is good in some parts, but it's bad in others. It's really bad in others. Tony, he used to be so transparent with us about how the gameplay worked and the design decisions. That was beautiful, you know, with what they were doing with the game. And then it seems like with the relaunch, none of that was really there, you know, and it just hurts because it feels like, all right, there was nothing there for that. But let's talk about it. Why did MultiVersus fall off the gosh darn map? Why couldn't it cook this time around? Number one, let's talk about the good old thing we've all been arguing about for the past year, the damn gameplay speed. The gameplay speed is really what killed MultiVersus' relaunch. It plays like a complete different game. I'll be honest, I was one of the first people to say, I generally do like it because it was slower, and I just like slower defensive like fighting games a lot, right? So that's my thing. However, I will admit there's problems with that. As time goes on, when you have early access to games, you do have limited time. When fighting games, the more you play and the more you understand the systems of the games, you then understand things that may be annoying, frustrating, or very bad about the game. So as time went on throughout the seasons and characters got buffed and nerfed and things changes, some characters in a slower gameplay made it least fun to play against or deal with or play as compared to the beta version of MultiVersus. I'll even admit, beta version of MultiVersus, I've personally found it a little too fast, but this one, they made it way too slow. And that's the worst opposite side that they chose. The worst case scenario even. Also, a lot of people was already annoyed with beta MultiVersus because it's like people try to make their own unique platform fighter, which Brawlhalla did it. It didn't have a block button. It's like y'all see Smash Bros and y'all don't want to take the good parts of Smash and then make something out from it. Y'all see Smash and y'all go against the grain, right? It's like the philosophy of like Mortal Kombat back in the 90s. I don't like how Street Fighter did this, so I'm gonna do it like that. But it doesn't work like that nowadays because people gonna always reference the better product at the end of the day. Number two, the worst thing, and I've talked about it multiple times, Warner Bros. and y'all microtransactions and how y'all treat video games needs to change. This is the part where I'm like, okay, a lot of the parts of it can come down to the developers trying to get money, etc. and things of that. So I don't know how much it is in game development that matters. I'm not the game developer, my guy. So I can't really tell y'all that 100% how much I know what specifically went into MultiVersus decision making. But every season they will get cool characters. The game felt the same as the launch of 2024 MultiVersus, but then some more monetization, bad business practices, or some type of new way to unlearn Gleamium or unlock like character tokens and stuff like that is horrible. And like right now, if you're a person that paid $100 for the Founders Pack, you ain't even getting all those characters. How many of you guys probably got like 20 plus character tickets, 10 plus character tickets, right? And that was $100. You can't even get a refund for that, man. That sucks. I feel betrayed by Warner Bros. You know, in that aspect when it comes to monetization, and it's like, it seems like it ruins every type of game that they're making because everybody keeps pushing Warner Bros. Y'all are greedy. And even if I understand some game companies, developers want to make money, but if the game was good up front, people would be giving you money. And then we got to talk about the character roster decisions. A lot of the character roster decisions feel like people that just want to do things to go against the grain. And I think the big problem with MultiVersus is that they had this whole concept like Sakura where like it shouldn't matter the character as long as the character's fun to play. But some of the decisions were just weird from the universes they picked. Some were still good in my opinion. For example, in MultiVersus 2024, I think Samurai Jack, Raven, Marceline, Powerpuff Girls were the good ones. However, the big problem with that is the other characters that they chose in between the weights of that. So you get very high periods and very like, I don't really care for this character. And no, Nubia didn't kill the game, by the way, because they could have put somebody else there. I get that, but like, she's an important character that you kind of would add to a roster of a game like this, right? At the same time, when people knew of leaks from MultiVersus, people knew and heard of Nubia a long time ago. That's frustrating. So the big frustrating part of that is like, for example, I think Agent Smith was dumb because they could have just did Neo. Why not do Neo? Especially last year, that was the year of Shadow the Hedgehog. Keanu Reeves was Shadow. That would have been crazy seeing all that hype and then seeing him in that too. If it couldn't work out, it couldn't work out. I get it. I can't get mad at that. But like, you get what I mean? I feel like some decisions were just half-baked and some were trying to be executed too well and then forgetting the other parts of the game. And then we got to talk about the single-player content of MultiVersus. Rifts felt more like a chore than even wanting to play it because it was so generic looking. You got some random text bubbles or something like that that you didn't care about. I would have rather them just make, literally for any fighting game developer, I got an idea for single player content, right? Just give characters like updated little chapters or something that happens in the universe of MultiVersus. It ain't even got to be crazy. It could be like MK, some art, some voiceover, call it a day, well bam, and then update it each season and within the season for the characters, right? That might be more work than none, but that was, that wasn't even fun to play. I hated Rifts. And then what it came down to was people weren't even playing Rifts. People found out a loophole around Rifts to literally just get their friend to play it for them and then let them grind it out to get them to the end to get the rewards. Speed running the whole thing. I could talk about MultiVersus being a flop all day, and I'm sorry if this video is long and run on and not that crazy of a video, but I really do feel like I gotta express how I feel about this game, and I generally did love MultiVersus. It was already sad to me earlier this year not seeing it even be a side event at EVO. That hurt me a lot. I was like, man, I don't even want to go. That's the honest reason. I was like, MultiVersus don't get his love. I don't have the two other fighting games I really want to play this year. I don't even know if they're going to come out before EVO, which would be Hunter x Hunter and 2XKO. That's a whole other discussion with 2XKO because people are like, I don't want to play no more live service games like this. And 2XKO is a live service game that's going to come out. Mind you, I believe Riot already... The beta alpha version of 2XKO is better than MultiVersus, period. That's my stance on that. But I can't lie to you guys and say that I'm like, it hurts. I met a lot of cool people from this community, a lot of cool friends from different nerds. Got to connect more with Blitz, one of my favorite creators in the space. And it feels like all this threw away from a community. And when a fighting game community breaks away in this magnitude where it's public stage, you feel stupid and you feel embarrassed supporting this game. I believe MultiVersus was on the come up. I strongly do believe was going to come up with what they were doing to the game. But it was way too little too late. And WB probably was like, you gotta go. Wrap it up. And I honestly feel like the future of platform fighters is somewhat cooked. Because a lot of people going to tell me, yeah, why don't you play Rivals of Aether? Why don't you play Combo Devils? I love those games. I've already played Combo Devils at Combo Breaker last year. One of my favorite games I've ever touched in a platform fighter, John. That game is sick as hell. And Rivals 2, honestly, is the reason why I didn't make a Marceline video, because that game killed all my enjoyment for playing MultiVersus at the moment. I think about MultiVersus constantly, but I just couldn't turn it on because I knew I wasn't having fun at that point. Especially when I know there are better platform fighters. And I don't want to be that guy, but MultiVersus had its own unique taste to it as well. And a lot of people may or may not have seen that. I think that's the beauty of fighting games in general. There's people that like Street Fighter. There's people that hate Tekken. There's people that love Tekken. There's people that hate Mortal Kombat. People love Mortal Kombat. They don't like anime fighters. That is a normal thing in this space. I don't know, man. I could go on this video. If I'm being honest with y'all, this video could be like 2 fucking hours long if I really wanted to, bro. I personally don't know if I'm gonna cover season 5 of MultiVersus, but I will say I'm very disappointed. You guys are golden, and that is raw. Squalla, peace, and I'm out.
Let's see who's stronger.